Thank you very much for joining in today. I will just introduce you shortly to the audience. So Andreas Eustachio is a Rechtsanwalt, we call it, and partner at Eustachio Attorneys at Law. That's a Vienna-based law firm operating internationally. He's advising companies in the fields of artificial intelligence, safety, security, product liability for companies in the digitalized and automated industry. And he also degree from the London School of Economics in International Business Law. So I guess your short talk will be about the legal point of view. And I will be pleased to hear your talk now. The audience is yours.
Thank you very much for the introduction. You can hear me and you can see me?
Loud and clear, and I can see you very well. Thank you.
Perfect. And you also see the first page of my slide, I hope.
Let me see. I think it should work now. Yes, but I can see it not in presentation mode, but rather in the PowerPoint.
Okay. I hope that's fine for you.
I'll be fine with it.
Okay, perfect. So thank you very much for the invitation. I do not want to lose too much time that we have. More about the legal side of automated driving, the present and the future of mobility, and we all have certain expectations, and we have also the wish to be moved around safely and with new forms of mobility. So what are the social benefits of autonomous driving, and is there social acceptance? I think we have to raise this very question, because for many years we hear that this will lead to an increase in road safety, but we have to be careful because we'll have mixed traffic in the next couple of years. So we will not have from one moment to the other autonomous cars. So very often we say around 90% of all accidents caused by human error, and just a small percentage due to technical fault related to the vehicle. Therefore, autonomous driving will be better. It will be more efficient. It will give mobility for elderly people, children, and so on. And it will have a lot of advantages. We all know that. But there might be unwanted side effects also that we have to take into account, and this might be also the first answer to the question, why is everything going so slowly? Maybe because we have a different approach as compared to the United States. We have different ideas of new insurance models. We will hear about this maybe later with Dieter. What about hacking? What about data protection? What about cyber attacks? So there are some side effects. And then going back to this accident that we've heard before in March 2018, a Uber car. So the question is always, do we then trust these systems? It's more about the trust. On the other hand, why do we trust other drivers today? And let's go back to 2018. Around 23,400 people were killed in road accidents in the European Union. 45 of the fatalities were passenger car drivers or passengers, 21% pedestrians. We do not prohibit car driving, but we are very scared about autonomous driving if we hear about one accident. So maybe the expectation is too high. And can we really expect 100% safety? And going back to 2015, 2016, had the expectations been set too high? I think so. I think that we've started from a level where we thought that in 2020 all cars can be autonomous on highways. We have 2021 and it's not the case. We'll see what the reasons are, but for the moment, I think that the expectations had been set too high. And this is to do maybe with the different culture. We have in the United States a disruptive approach as to testing of autonomous driving. Going back to 2018, California allowed driverless cars. In Europe, in 2016, we had an amendment to the convention, but that says that the human being must always take control of the vehicle at any time. And this is maybe the different approach, that we do not dare leave the car driving us around. The human being always has to have the hand on the steering wheel, and that was in 2016. And since then, we didn't have many changes on that. The fact is that we do not have vehicles without any driver yet in Europe. So we do not have level 3, 4, 5. We are at level 2. And this is to do with a specific law, with the rule of the United Nations European Economic Commission, number 79. It's very technical, but you have to understand, and a lot of you do know about this, that autonomous steering systems are excluded at the moment, and safe the driver assistance systems of up to a speed of 12 kilometers per hour is possible. So on a highway, an automated driving steering system is not allowed. You can drive along the lane, but as soon as you want to change the lane, you have to take the steering wheel, because this is this rule in Europe and for many European Union countries that are not members of the European Union. And in my view, this needs revision. So a revision is necessary in order to allow automated steering systems beyond these 12 kilometers per hour if we want to have the cars on the highway. And this is a discussion that had been going on for many years, and yet we do not have a solution on that. Another very important question is, what about human rights? And we heard about the ethics. It is the duty of states to protect people. That is set out in the European Convention of Human Rights. But the question is also, is it the duty of public entities to control automated vehicles and its safety? And that leads me to homologation and the permission system for automated driving. Do we want to have a European licensing system? And think about the vaccination against COVID-19 at the moment. We have the European Medicines Agency, the EMA, and a lot of politicians say they are too slow in allowing new vaccinations because they have to be approved. So, and on what basis do they have to be approved? So what technical standards, because we've heard that before, shall they control? So the compliance with technical standards, is this legally sufficient for safe automated driving? And who sets the technical standards? We don't know. Who shall set the technical standard for new inventions? We do not have a technical standard for vaccinations. So we have different companies, pharmaceutical companies, and they produce them, but there had not been an agency saying on what technical standard. The question is then the safety. And my advice is always safety by design and security by design. So for all of you who are working in companies, and I've seen the list of attendants, participants, do preventive risk management and assess the potential damage for an innocent bystander, and do not rely only exclusively on standards. Because from my experience, I know that when it comes up to a court procedure, having complied with standards is a good thing, but it's not the only measure. So it's always the safety that people can expect. And one remark before I'm finishing off my little presentation: what about artificial intelligence and nobody liable for damages? Is this what we want? So how can we trace back decision taken by the machine? We cannot put a machine into jail or imprison the robots. So the question is also the self-learning systems, and on what basis, which codes of ethics shall they learn? We have heard that before, but think about different countries, different continents. We have different ethics in Europe, and this is not an assessment, it's just a fact. In other countries, we have different ethics. So how will car producers take the decision? And in my view, it's not only the law that is lacking behind, because there have been a bundle of initiatives in 2020, and I was very impressed. I mean, we have not yet a decision, but the European Commission, despite COVID-19 in 2020, made an effort together with the European Parliament to bring up new laws, especially with artificial intelligence. And the last one was the communication from the Commission in November 20, a communication to the European Parliament, also on artificial intelligence and safety and liability. We have not yet an outcome because we don't know, shall we make a change? Shall we always rely on the manufacturer of a product, of the car, when something goes wrong? Is the driver's liability, as we have it right now in many countries, still justified? Especially when you think about the systems that are included in cars, and I have no influence whatsoever on them. So the liability on the robot, the operator of the machine, shall he be liable? The provider of the infrastructure, the software producer, or shall we say that the insurance company shall give the coverage and then tackle everything with the producers? So you see, we have a lot of legal challenges for autonomous driving. But to make a last remark, I think that it is not only due to the fear about liability. I think that the technique maybe is not yet that developed so that we can comply and provide the safety that people want or people can expect. The safety level at least must be the same as for humans, in my view, but I think that the expectation is too high. We cannot have absolute safety, and I think that has to be communicated in a very clear way. So thank you very much, stay safe, and thank you for watching, listening, and discussing.